So here's a song that uses your two new chords, A minor and E minor, and D, which we've already learnt before. And this is Clocks by Coldplay. It's got a great little rhythm guitar part in it using something called accents, which we'll start to explore in this lesson. Without further ado, let's learn what I'm doing and get you started on another strum song. The first thing to do with this song to make you a better guitarist is to do stage one, which is where we just strum and change between the chords. So the chords are D, which we've learnt earlier. You're then going to change to A minor. So let me give you a few tips on that. I don't have many, to be honest with you. You've got to lift up everything, lead with the index finger to the first fret on the B string, and then middle and ring come down above. So here's D, bottom 4 strings, here's A minor, bottom 5 strings, then to E minor. This is quite an easy change. Lift up the index and move the middle and ring up like we discovered in the last video. So let's do that again. D, yes, lift everything up, go to the A minor shape, think of these fingers coming down together, the middle and ring, rather than going like this. If you can't do it now, you will be able to one day. D, A minor, E minor, just lift up and move the middle and ring up. And then probably the most challenging chord change, back to D. So here's E minor. Notice how I'm having to bring my index down and then middle and ring. So we've got E minor, D, E minor, D. So that's the change that I suggest you work on the hardest. Now what you're looking for when you do this stage one of practice is you're looking for strumming and clean sounding notes. That's what we're looking for. Just give it a check. E minor and D. If occasionally you're getting a little bit of buzzing, a little bit of muting, this is the time to spend 2 or 3 minutes just making little adjustments. Moving on to stage 2. As we go through the stages, you're going to spend less time thinking about the chord changes and more time thinking about keeping the rhythm going. Okay? If you keep the rhythm going, the song is going to sound good, even if there's the occasional little mute or the chords aren't sounding good. However, you've got that voice in your head that's telling you, oh, that chord doesn't sound very nice. Oh, I've got to keep the rhythm going because Drue says, okay? It's really important to keep the rhythm going moving into this next stage. If the chords are sounded muting, then as long as you are spending some time at the beginning, checking them out and picking them, they will get better over time. So this is the next stage, 4 strums for each chord. D, 1, 2, 3, 4. Change A minor. Stay on A minor. So there's 8 for A minor, and then 4 for E minor. Keep strumming, whatever happens. D. So A minor. Okay, that's not going well. Okay, make corrections while strumming. Okay, how many have I got left? Okay, I think I'm on my next bar. E minor. Okay, that's not going well. Make corrections. D. Okay, that's not sounding great. Make corrections while strumming. A minor. So what I'm trying to show you there is even though the chords weren't sounding great, I was keeping the rhythm going because I'm in stage 2 and I was making adjustments to the chords if possible. If it's too difficult and you can't keep the rhythm going, then okay. But you do not want to be going, it always reminds me of Friends this, you don't want to be going and then it goes and stopping the beat. Can you hear that? And then it goes, it sounds much better to just keep strumming, but that's only with stage 2. Stage 1, you can take as long as you want. Stage 3, we do 8 down strums for every chord, apart from the A minor where there's 16. So when we count the 8, we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and A minor and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 D. Got that? Okay, so that's obviously a little bit harder to do. You're doing more strums and you've got less time to change to your chord. So you've got to turn off that voice that's saying, oh, the chord's not sounding very good, I'm going to stop, or I'm going to pause my rhythm hand. Just keep strumming, whatever you do. But you don't want to go too far the other way and always be keeping strumming and then your chord's sounding bad. So always do stage 1 as well. Only thing to note about that version is notice how it doesn't matter if I'm doing open strings when I do the change. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and... It doesn't matter if there's open strings when you're doing the change. Not a big deal, but ideally get your chord down in time for your first strum at the beginning of that bar. Okay? So that is stage 3. Finally, stage 4. Now, you may not be ready for this yet. Give it a go though. We do something called accents. We're still doing 8 strums and 16 for the A minor and 8 for the E minor, but we're doing them slightly differently. Listen. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So this is using quite a the rhythm that's very similar to the song, where the beat is going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Now there's accents. That's what the louder hits are that you're hearing me do on 1, on the and of 2 and the 4. Okay? Now my advice with practicing this is just take one chord. Maybe take a chord that isn't sounding the best. It's probably D at this point in time, I'm imagining, or A minor. So if we take an A minor, we just concentrate on doing that rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Repeat 1. And it's the repeats that's the hardest bit. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Loud, 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 soft, soft, loud, soft, soft, loud, soft, loud, soft, soft, loud, soft, soft, loud, soft, loud, soft, soft, loud, soft, soft, loud, soft. Now when you do loud, you just throw your wrist into it, and it's pretty self-explanatory how to do a loud hit. I'm pretty certain you'd know how to do that. We just slam the strings in. So, that is your 4 stages. Stage number 1, practice your chord changes. Maybe do 1-minute changes on them. Practice how quickly you can change between them. And check them. Check they're sounding nice. Stage 2, 4 strums for each chord. You set your metronome to around about 90 BPM, 80 or 90. And then stage 3. 8th beats, but no accents, and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 8th beats mean 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then finally, 8th beats again, but this time with accents.